4 American gymnasts testified in front of Congress, including McKayla Moroney Simone Biles. My understanding is she's considered one of the greatest gymnasts of all time by many people, about the FBI's failure to act adequately on serial sexual abuser and pedophile Larry Nassar, who was the U.S. Gymnastics team's team doctor for 18 years, where he used his power to abuse countless girls. I think the advocates say he abused over 120 now women. But I think one of the victims was 6 years old. And I think that wasn't an anomaly. I think a lot of these girls were quite young. And many of these women, now women, are high profile because they are part of the gymnastics teams. They've won gold medals. And they use their power to talk about the FBI's complete dereliction of duty, although I would argue it's part of a larger FBI pattern, in this testimony. Now, Nassar was sentenced to 60 years in 2017 after another time where the emotional burden was put on these women to testify publicly about the abuse. He is going to spend the rest of his life in jail, and he's going to die there. That there's no question about it. But this brings up larger questions about the FBI. Here is McKayla Moroney going in and ripping into the FBI, totally understandably, about their reaction to the statement that she provided for them.
Yeah, just to clarify, she came to the FBI in 2015.
Yes. And he was sentenced in 2017. So she, I think, was 19 at the time. She hadn't even told her mother about the abuse. And she said she spoke to the FBI. She talks about telling them this incredibly traumatizing experience, telling them about that on the floor of her bedroom. And here she is ripping into the FBI for how they reacted to her statement.
Be molested by Larry Nassar. According to the OIG report, about 14 months after I disclosed my abuse to the FBI, nearly a year and a half later, the FBI agent who interviewed me in 2015 decided to write down my statement, a statement that the OIG report determined to be materially false. Let's be honest. By not taking immediate action from my report, they allowed a child molester to go free for more than a year. And this inaction directly allowed Nassar's abuse to continue. What is the point of reporting abuse if our own FBI agents are going to take it upon themselves to bury that report in a drawer? They had legal, legitimate evidence of child abuse and did nothing. If they're not going to protect me, I want to know, who are they trying to protect? What's even more upsetting to me is that we know that these FBI agents have committed an obvious crime. They falsified my statement, and that is illegal in itself. Yet no recourse has been taken against them. The Department of Justice refused to prosecute these individuals. Why? Deputy Attorney General Lisa Monaco couldn't even bring herself to be here today, and it is the Department of Justice's job to hold them accountable. I am tired of waiting for people to do the right thing, because my abuse was enough, and we deserve justice. These individuals clearly violated policies and were negligent in executing their duties, and in doing so, more girls were abused by Larry Nassar for over a year. To not indict these agents is a disservice to me and my teammates. It is a disservice to the system, which was built to protect all of us from abuse. It was a disservice to every victim who suffered needlessly at the hands of Larry Nassar after I spoke up. Why are public servants whose job is to protect getting away with this? This is not justice. Enough is enough. Today, I ask you all to hear my voice. I ask you, please.
Well, that was incredibly powerful, and part of the issue is that the FBI is not here to protect us. The FBI is here to serve U.S. hegemonic interests.
Yeah, the New York Times reported on this yesterday, and they characterized this as a remarkable turn where Christopher Wray acknowledged the agency's mishandling, but all he does is say he's sick that it happened. He's very apologized. I'm sorry that so many people let you down again and again. So many people, meaning FBI agents.
People who I work with, my buddies who I go to the water cooler with.
I'm especially sorry that there were people at the FBI who had their own chance to stop, like it was like a carnival game.
It's a Hail Mary.
A chance to stop this monster back. Again, the FBI agent using a loaded term like monster when it was a trainer that they failed to stop back in 2015 and failed, and that is inexcusable. It should never have happened, and we are doing everything in our power to make sure it never happens again. Now, the guy who just said, "Is that it?" and then sat on the report for a year, he was fired 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. And also we have things like Mr. Ray said that Mr. Ray said that as a result of the Nassar case, the FBI had strengthened its policies, procedures, systems, and training, including emphasizing that its agents report. This isn't about training. This is about this is about protecting powerful people and organizations from investigations.
And two, just like the ripple effects of that, which is where who the FBI treats seriously because of the structure of that organization. And, there's going to be a lot of bad faith analyses by this from the right wing. I mean, I can already see Tucker Carlson's segment on this. I don't even know if he did it last night, but, this is some sort of signal for Q. It's the deep state protecting pedophiles, right? Try to steer away from that, because what Matt said is key. This is about protecting powerful people, and that is what the FBI has done throughout its entire history. It has protected white supremacy. It has protected government officials from activists and from criticism. It has killed activists, and it has tried to maintain capital, and it has tried to, and has done so quite effectively, and it is. That's all a part of this toxic stew of protecting the powerful. And this is one of a variety of instances that you can point to historically in which they did that. And so they're not going to go out of their way to listen to a 19-year-old victim crying and giving her testimony about the sexual abuse that she faced, because that's not in the tradition of the FBI. They are not crusaders. They are not the cartoonish portrayal that, was put out in the 1960s to say, oh, they're defending our freedom. No, they are there to protect the powerful, and that is how that institution is structured.
Yeah, I mean, Leahy had the right quote, which is, a whole lot of people should be in jail, not just one guy fired. A whole lot of people should be imprisoned for this criminal negligence. And, I mean, until something like that happens, we can get as many apologies and, oh, this monster, and I'm so sorry that we missed our chances. Yeah, give me a break.
Folks, there's more of what you've just saw where that came from. That's if you hit the subscribe and like button. Thank you. Really, thank you.